options, either through resignation or impeachment. The Gen Zs have lost faith in the Kenya's parliament, and they believe it's a house of rubber stamp. They have, or it's considered more of an extended arm of the executive. These demos that are now staged, an attempt of removing Ruto as president, are they going to have any impact anymore? The previous ones, before even the storming of parliament, perhaps made the president reset his government. And the youth believe it has not still been reset in the right way. And that's why they're out on the streets. Your comments on the Nane demos today?
I think lawlessness is not something that we are praying for, simply because a nation like ours is surrounded by neighboring countries which has collapsed with a lot of insecurity, with a lot of issues that perhaps Kenyans are not aware of. People in neighboring countries are facing very, very difficult life in terms of their basic needs and basic rights, including, killings with nowhere to run to, including rape and a lot of other things. An example is Sudan, which has just recently collapsed. Somalia has been like that for the last 35 years. And definitely we will not want to go that direction. Kenya, being the hub and the highly developed East African nation, we will love to do things differently. And one of the things that our young people have adopted is the fact that they say they will going to demonstrate. This is inculcated in our constitution. Article 37 gives us very clear way, means and ways of doing our demonstrations. And the effect and the purpose of demonstration. The purpose of demonstration is mainly to go and present your issues to the authorities. And you do it by demonstrating, and then of course by submitting of a memoranda, and all those are avenues that are available. But when we talk about the president must go, I think my sister was to the point. She said, we bring presidents through democratic. Our president is not a military. He didn't come in through military. He's a civilian president, and he has been elected. And therefore, the only option we have is, one, we are able to submit our dissatisfaction of government services, which already we did, and some actions have been taken, including sending off all the cabinet secretaries. That's the government we talk about. And then now revetting them, those who have been returned and those who are not very much useful in terms of, according to the definition of the appointing authorities, then they have been left out and new people have been brought on board. But I think the issue of saying Ruto must go, I think that's a silent coup, because you cannot just wake up and say a president must go. Come up with a very solid argument that will go into be justified. Number two, you see people talk about a lot in the work of the police. I think I need to comment on that because I see even US...
I'll actually be coming to that shortly.
Yes, okay, perfect. So then let me finalize it in terms of what our young people have to do and the difference between Bangladesh and our demonstrators. The Bangladesh were not only youth. These are the whole country that we are demonstrating. And of course, the element of having the youth as the majority in the crowd was there, but they had sequence. So as I mentioned last time in our conversation here, when we are talking about partyless and leaderless and that, I think we need to come together. Our demonstrators must clearly express what exactly they want to achieve in demonstrating. When you come out and you demonstrate, people must know exactly what you are looking for. For example, in the initial demonstration, we had the issue of Finance Bill 2024. This was very much objective to their outcry. They explored all avenues. They presented their memos to Parliament. They sent in memos to the president saying that this is not right. They expressed again their in their demonstration, but parliamentarians could not listen to them. If the president has submitted to parliament and parliamentarians could not listen to them and they were doing business as usual, they had to do what they did. And that has resulted in abolishing or taking it off completely. So what we need at this point is Nane and Ruto must go. It's not adding up.
Jackson,
we want something solid.
Jackson, even as you give a rejoinder,
yeah.
Do you believe perhaps this mentality, if it was applied, let's say to the removal of cabinet secretaries in the maiden cabinet, it will have worked? Or demonstrations proved to change the political landscape that previously perhaps was almost impossible?
It's evident that the only way the president can listen to Kenyans is through protest. Tulianza na easy conversation kwa media kila mahali tukiambia we don't want this finance bill. The president could not listen. And after he started listening to the Kenyans after protest. And the reason why tunasema like we want the president to resign is because if tukienda hata ile route ya kutumia parliament, impeachment, like these our MP voters, they are bought. You can see like the likes of John Mbadi, the likes of these ODM MPs, walikuwa wana oppose the president, but as soon as wamepewa pesa, they are given jobs, they cannot do that. They cannot like stick na their words. And say hata like if we say like we are using the method ya kusema like let's impeach the president, it cannot be done because all these MPs, most of them they are paid, they are selfish. So tunaenda kwa state kusema like okay, ni mkona like the same way finance bill ilikuwa inapita vizuri tu, we are not being listened to. So alafu tukienda kwa state ndio tukasikizwa. So see young people tunasikia if you want the president to, it's pia kwa constitution anaweza resign mwenyewe.
And in fact Kihara, President William Ruto speaking yesterday while in Embu, my director Joanne will just play this clip. The president spoke on today's Gen Z demonstrations. That is Nane. Listen in.
Sisi ni nchi ambayo tunaamini kwa amani. Hatutaki fujo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Hatutaki maandamano ya